Today we will be looking at Oppo F5 smartphone and how it compares with its chief competitor, the Vivo V7 Plus. Now just for the reminder, this review is totally my opinion and how I feel with using this device. As always, the latest updated pricing will be linked in the description section of this video down below. And if you want an instant discount over the market price, subscribe to my channel and call the number shown on the screen and you should get a pretty good deal. So without further ado, let's get the specifications of this Oppo F5 out of the video first. So this rocks a MediaTek MT6763T Helio P23 chipset with an octa-core processor at 2.5 GHz and a Mali G71 MP2 GPU. Now what that means is, if you compare this with the Vivo V7 Plus, it has a chipset from Qualcomm which is a Snapdragon 450. It also comes with an octa-core 1.8 GHz and also Cortex A53 CPU. So in my opinion, the Snapdragon does a way better job in managing multitasks in longer period of time. So the battery here is rated at 32 mAh, which does a pretty good job in keeping the phone usable for a full day. The Oppo F5 has a 6-inch LTPS low temperature polysilicon LCD, which means a battery efficient display with a pixel density of 402 and a resolution of 1080 by 2160 at 18:9 aspect ratio. The display in real is really good, bright and accurate, and considering that very little bezel, this thing looks really gorgeous. The phone weighs at 152 grams, which falls in lightweight phone category even though it is a very large device. So it runs Android 7.1 with custom colors OS from Oppo, which is a 3.2 version. We will get to that OS in a bit. So regarding the storage, this is the 32 GB version with 4 GB RAM is what I have here, and it is expandable up to 256 GB, which is great for extra storage space. The star of the show, however, is the camera. So it boasts a 16 megapixel f1.8 face detection autofocus rear camera and a whopping 20 megapixel front facing camera at f2.0. Now theoretically it sounds awesome, but in real life situation the pictures produced by Oppo F5 is just fine and not anything great or stunning like that. The rear camera produces pretty good quality images, but at times the white balance is very off and does not capture real colors. At times it recognizes perfect color and at times it just misses. The focusing is fast and on point without any hunt, which is great. There is a pro mode also where you can manually take control of this camera settings. I have made a separate detailed video on camera settings, so you can watch that video for full insight of this camera. But for this video I can tell you that the camera tweaking option is way better implemented on the Vivo V7 Plus than here on the Oppo F5. The front facing camera works great and again misses out on producing accurate colors all the time. There is background blur effect where you can get that depth of field to make your face sharp and the rest blur. It works just fine. The 20 megapixel images appear to be a bit too much processed for my liking, but if you take a lot of selfies you might enjoy that. Images in low light comes out pretty good from both the cameras. However, at times it will be either too soft or over sharpened. It is just that Oppo could have implemented the image reproducing algorithm a bit better. You have the panorama mode, which is missing on the Vivo V7 Plus, but come on, how many times do we take this panorama, although it has existed for so long now. The device itself is not so nice to hold because of the slim factor. It tends to be slippery and a case is a must for this. Well, that's the case with every other phone you buy today. The phone is nice to look at it, in my opinion, not a head turner I would say. Vivo looks way better than this, that's just my opinion. So this also has a camera pump, which is not a good thing on longer usage is what I feel. The color OS, which I was talking about earlier, is nicely implemented for the most part. You have access to all the important settings neatly organized and the gestures work as it should. So there is only the home screen. You have to keep swiping around to look for the applications. No separate app drawer. It feels confusing at times and takes time to quickly find any required app, so you have to get used to it. I believe the camera app settings should all be there at one place when you open the camera, but here there are few options and settings for the selfie camera that you have to go separately into the settings menu, which is weird, I felt. So with all these little quirks in the Oppo, honestly I think Vivo V7 Plus is everywhere better than this Oppo F5. So Vikik recommends you skip this phone and look for the Vivo or the Samsung J7 Pro. What do you guys think of this mobile versus the other? Are you gonna buy this? Tell us in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thanks for watching. Also hit that like button if you really find this helpful. See you all in the next one.